What up, crypto fam? It's Phantom. We're back for another day. Now look at the market. We stayed right around the 47. Tried to touch on. I think we got up to 40, just over 48k, and came back down. As we've been talking about, this resistance structure is going to be a kind of a beast to get through. So I'm not surprised that we started rejecting back down, coming close to that resistance. There's people going to start taking their profits before the known resistance levels are going to get, going to push us downward. So this is anticipated. Bitcoin is due for a cooling off period, anyhow. So this is a healthy consolidation level. If we can kind of vibe in this level, I'd be more than happy with that situation. Bitcoin overall still looks good, still looks bullish to me. I'm still thinking we would need some type of pullback, I think would be healthy. Not a large pullback, but something, maybe to test this support area that we previously created. That was resistance. We broke through. If we come back down and test that and then move up, I see that as extremely bullish, and it's a scenario that I could see playing out. I could see us testing that maybe at the end of this week. It could happen if history proves itself to repeat. It may happen during the Bitcoin conference, which I believe is next week in Miami. I think, if I recall correctly, last year during the Bitcoin conference, everything came kind of tumbling down where everybody was partying in Miami. So we may have a repeat of history. I'm thinking towards the end of this week, maybe towards the end of next week, that we get some type of pullback. I'm hoping that we get a decent enough pullback that we can test the support, make sure it's strong, make sure it's stable, make sure it's structured, and we can make our continuation upward after that. A cooling off period is a good thing in a bull market. It's important to, when we do pump, to kind of get off the gas, relax, vibe in an area, create new support levels, new structure, and then push for further upside. So I'm still bullish overall. I still think the market's looking healthy at this level. The fear and greed index, we're sitting at 55, so we come down a point from yesterday. We're still in the greed territory, which makes sense. The market's still bullish. There's still, even though there's a lot of red today, it's just because we had a pullback from where we were at yesterday. It's nothing really to be concerned of. Waves is still pumping out of control. I'll be taking a look at, I have marked to take a watch of Compound, and I'll show you why. It hasn't had a lot of commits. It really seems to be, the project isn't doing much, but it's getting a ton of volume over the past couple days, which has me interested. Volume always piques my interest. So yesterday was a huge volume day, and we shot up about $20. So I mean, that's a healthy 20% pump. It was a good day for Compound, and we're only 3 hours into the day so far, and we're already cranking up volume that would sort of almost, coming up to half of what previous days were. So this is a decent amount of volume for Compound, and when things have a decent amount of volume going to them, that usually is a leading indicator of volatility to come, whether that's a pump to the upside or shorting to the downside. I'll be keeping a close eye on this. I'll set alerts at both levels. I think we really tried to get through this resistance zone twice now. It's a small resistance zone, but it's really the only resistance we have until we get to $190-ish, $180, $190. So the only thing that's stopping a $50 pump in Compound is this small resistance block, and we've tested it for 2 days straight. So if we can get through this with some conviction, I may put some funds into Compound to see if we can get some upside potential up to the $180, $190 area and pull some profit out. obviously not financial advice. It's just a plan that I'm thinking of based off of the volume indicators and the trajectory that it's taking. This all is under the assumption that Bitcoin continues to vibe sideways, that it doesn't have any type of extreme pullback, because when that does happen, the altcoins are going to rip down with it. Sure as day, they will come down with Bitcoin. There'll be a couple of outliers, like Waves right now is pumping, whether it's sunshine, clouds, day, night. It's pumping for the sake of pumping at this point. It's unreal. I did find a few cool news articles. One of them is specific to Cardano. I have quite a bit of Cardano. I invested in Cardano back in 2017, 2018. I picked up a bunch around the 6 to 10 cent area. I stake my Cardano with Crypto Crow's node. As soon as he opened that up to the public, I've staked since then. I think it's a solid fundamental project, and this news article kind of pays heed to that. Cardano whales are accumulating heavily. Institutional interest in Cardano appears to be picking up after Cardano reclaimed $1 as support. Into the Block has reported a significant increase in on-chain activity on the Cardano network. The blockchain and cryptocurrency market analyst platform affirmed that the number of large transactions with a value greater than $100,000 has risen more than 5,000% since the beginning of the year. That's a big number. A total of 69 billion Cardano were transacted on March 28th alone, representing 99% of the total on-chain volume. Such market behavior hints at institutional players in whales activity, pointing that there may be investing and positioning themselves for what's to come. The big money always knows before the general public. Don't be fooled. Insider trading is a real thing. They get around it all the time. They will collect at these lower prices, and then they can pay for the news articles, they can pay for the hype train, they can pay for the media attention, they can pump these things, and they get in at a time that nobody's aware that moves are being made behind the scenes. That insider information is critical. And if they're investing, if big money's pushing a lot of money into this, there's a reason for it. They're not... People with this amount of money don't hedge their bets on what looks good or what sounds good after a couple of YouTube videos as far as research. These people have put the time in. They probably have people working for them that do all the research and just provide them, quick summaries of what they should invest in and why. They're not throwing this amount of money into something that won't yield profits for them. So the other cool article, or the other cool mention in this article, is that there are roughly 42 addresses holding 1 million to 10 million Cardano, and those were all created since March 21st. So in the last 7 days, we've gotten 42 new addresses that have added at least 1 million Cardano. That's over $1 million invested. These are big fish getting into the game early. Big fish don't get into the game late. And if they do, they have the power to drive price down at a level that they're comfortable buying before its continuation up. So this type of investment into Cardano is, I think, very bullish for the platform. I'm extremely bullish on Cardano anyways. I think they took the time to build a solid product, kind of the Field of Dreams scenario. You build it and they will come. So I'm excited to see what if it does push this up to the $2 area when the bull market makes its continuation over 50K. I think it will. I think it'll easily eclipse that. I think there's no reason that we don't go up to the $3 or $4 area again. I could see, if we have a bull market similar to 2017, I could see close to a $5 Cardano. before things are over and done. I mean that would be an enormous market cap for the project, but its value is there, right, for the amount of problems that it's solving, the amount of adoption that it's getting, the amount of DeFi products that it has on its platform. So, extremely happy for the Cardano project, the Cardano team. Billionaire Saylor. Mike Saylor. This guy is either going to go down in history as absolutely crazy or absolutely genius. He just took out a $205 million loan using Bitcoin as collateral in order to buy more Bitcoin. He was our savior during the last bull run when we started to rip back down. There were even memes going out showing him putting all the weight on his shoulders and single-handedly carrying the crypto market back to recovery. He's been a Bitcoin bull since his initial investment, and he's been pushing Bitcoin day and night, trying to educate people on its benefits. And yeah, I don't know if there's a bigger bull than Michael Saylor right now, but he did take out a $205 million loan in order to buy more Bitcoin. So he's gonna become more Bitcoin rich over the next week or so. The last article that I have is a bearish one. The Ronin project had one of the largest hacks of all time in cryptocurrency, $615 million from its systems. It would be the largest cryptocurrency heist on record. One of the largest cryptocurrency heists on record. The project said that unidentified hackers on March 23rd stole some 173,000 Ethereum tokens, 25 million USD coins, and at current exchange rates, the stolen funds are worth $615 million. They were worth about $540 million at the time of the attack, and obviously we've pumped since then. Ronin is used to power a popular online game, Axie Infinity, which uses NFTs and is the biggest NFT collection by all-time sales volume. Ronin said in a blog that the hacker had used stolen private keys, the password needed to access the crypto funds, to make off with the funds. Ronin said it had discovered the hack on Tuesday. We're working directly with various government agencies to ensure that the criminals get brought to justice. It said, adding that it was discussing with Axie Infinity on how to ensure no user funds were stolen or lost. Ronin did not immediately respond to a request for comment sent via Twitter. It said it was working with major blockchain tracker chain analysis to trace the stolen funds. Most of the funds are still in the hacker's digital wallet. So what they did is they obviously shut off deposits and withdrawals from the Ronin network. But apparently there was at one point they had a whitelist of available accounts that kind of had an elevated privilege set. And once that work was done, they never removed that whitelist. They just kept it open. They never pulled it off the server. So when the hackers got access to these keys, they had the keys to the kingdom essentially, because the whitelist was still on the server, granting them admin access to whatever they needed, and they were able to pull off whatever funds they essentially wanted in a short amount of time before they got shut down essentially, when they shut off all types of both withdrawal and deposit transactions. I have a hard time with this because these are called hacks, and I think a bunch of people want to toss the hack word around carelessly. These people lost keys and were careless with their keys, and they got taken, and the funds got taken in a legitimate manner because the keys should have been hidden properly. The whitelist should have been taken off the server. The funds that blockchain itself isn't really getting hacked. individual users are getting hacked because they're careless with their important information. They should be taking these keys and putting them in a safe place, or dividing up the funds into code wallets and different methods like that to kind of diversify the funds and prevent these types of large hacks, for lack of a better word. So while it is bearish news and it did drop the prices, overall I think this is the market maturing. I think people with a lot of money don't fully understand the product, how to transact with the product, how to use the product, how to secure the product. And I think with this being so new, there's a lot of lessons being learned as we continue to grow in adoption, and different projects continue to steam ahead. I think we have more growth ahead of us. That said, please get your money off exchanges. Put your keys somewhere safe where only you have access to them. If you can, where possible, hardware wallets, paper wallets, just get them in a safe, secure location so that they kind of need plugged in to be accessed, so that they're not just available 24/7 whenever the hackers decide to make an attack on you or a company or what have you. There's a reason that these exchanges use cold wallets and have insane security measures. It's because that they don't want this happening to them. And the same should go for individual users as well. You wouldn't give out your banking PIN to anybody and leave your debit card, outside the door of your house or your apartment. Certainly the same should be with the same mindset should be used with cryptocurrency and these security keys. And in addition, if you can put your information, your tokens on a hardware wallet, you have security in two different places, right? You can have your hardware wallet in one place and can't access the wallet without the correct PIN or token or keys. So, when I say token, I mean like the Google Authenticator, the two-factor, things like that. So be careful out there. I think this is the market maturing. I think it's going to be painful, but this is kind of the way it is with adoption. We'll have our lessons learned. We'll continue to grow. We'll continue to educate. We'll continue to push out innovation. At the end of the day, this shouldn't stop us from continuing to innovate and push the envelope. So just in summary, I'm excited about the Cardano project and the big whale buyers it has. Michael Saylor's Looney Tunes, but he may be Looney Tunes in a good way. Hold on to your damn keys. Keep them secure. Keep them private so that only you are aware of them. I think Bitcoin continues to move sideways, possibly down a little bit over the next day or so. I think we start to get the pullback towards the end of the week. If we don't see any type of pullback towards our new support zones, I think that the pullback may happen during the Bitcoin conference in Miami, but we'll see. That pullback will be healthy, though, if that support holds and we're able to make more upside momentum from that. So I'm good with either a pullback or continued sideways consolidation. Both are bullish in my opinion. So I'll be for sure watching it closely. Hope this content's helpful. If you wouldn't mind, give a quick follow, subscribe, like the videos. It goes a long way to let me know that the content is being viewed and appreciated, and I'll keep pushing out content such as this if people find it valuable. Till then, I hope you have a great rest of your Tuesday. I hope you have an even better Wednesday, and I'll catch you all tomorrow night. Until then, peace.